Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new episode of Business Insider. Tonight we'll be talking about the economic benefits of international cooperation in the field of higher education. That is our main topic for tonight. But first, and as always, a look at the top economic stories making the headlines for this past week. And we begin here in Egypt and South Africa, where Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli arrived in Johannesburg, South Africa, earlier on Wednesday to attend the 15th summit meeting of the BRICS. Madbouli is to attend the summit themed BRICS and Africa, Partnership for Mutually Accelerated Growth, Sustainable Development and Inclusive Multilateralism, on behalf of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The BRICS meeting kicked off on Tuesday and will last until Thursday. Dr. Madbouli is scheduled to attend a banquet and cultural ceremony organized by the President of South Africa, His Excellency Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, in honor of leaders attending delegations. The Prime Minister will deliver a speech Thursday on behalf of President al-Sisi and will hold meetings with representatives of a number of companies. And Minister of Health and Population, Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, participated in the G20 Health Working Group HWG meetings held under G20 presidency in India on the 18th and 19th of this month at Gandhinagar, Gujarat state. The meeting tackled three key priorities of the G20 health track, including health emergencies prevention, preparedness, and response, with a focus on antimicrobial resistance and One Health framework, strengthening cooperation in the pharmaceutical sector with a focus on access and availability to safe, effective, quality and affordable medical countermeasures, vaccines, therapeutics and diagnostics, and digital health innovations and solutions to aid universal health coverage and improve healthcare service delivery. There were four side events in the meetings, including One Earth, One Health, Advantage Healthcare, WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit, India MedTech, and Sustain, Accelerate and Innovate to End TB in Southeast Asia Region Conference. And the Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation and Chairman of the African Ministers' Council on Water, AMCOW, Hani Swelem, asserted the importance of improving services of drinking water and drainage in the African continent to maintain hygiene, ecosystem, and biological diversity. Swalem's remarks came while participating in the high-level ministerial session entitled Africa Day, Innovations and Exchange of Knowledge on the sidelines of the activities of the World Water Week in Stockholm, Sweden. Swelem said the African Union is seeking to attain a comprehensive coverage of 100% of water and drainage services by the year 2030 as part of the 2063 African Union Agenda. That is it for our top stories here. Time now for a short break. When we come back, we'll be introducing you to our guests with us here in the studio, who will be talking with us tonight about the economic benefits of international cooperation in the field of higher education. Please stay with us.
وانا كان حلمي على قدي ونفسي اعيش، ولما رميت عليك حملي شاركتني فيه، ايدك في ايديا من الاول ما بتسيبنيش. يلا يلا نكمل سكة مشيناها، يلا نفرح سوا باللي احنا حققناه، يلا هانت خلاص وانا وانت قلناه، احنا نقدر وده اللي انا وانت اثبتناه، وخلاص فاضل تكة 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 على اخر السكة، لسه تكة كان ناس كتير شكة 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 وشوفوا رحنا لفين، وخلاص فاضل تكة 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 على اخر السكة، لسه تكة كان ناس كتير شكة 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 وشوفوا رحنا لفين. وخلاص فاضل تكة 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 على آخر السكة، لسه تكة خطوة جابت خطوة 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 وشوفوا رحنا لفين.
يلا مصريين همتكم، ده الحلم خلاص فاضل عليه تكة.
Egypt opens up to the world. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi meets with world leaders.
أعبر لكم عن خالص الشكر والتقدير على حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة.
Reaffirming Egypt's vision, delivering our voice abroad.
لتطوير التعاون الثنائي الاقتصادي والعسكري إلى مستويات غير مسبوقة.
Discussing regional and international developments. Solid and strong relations on the path of partnership and development.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and thank you for joining us. Time now here to welcome our dear guest with us here in the studio, Dr. Mahmoud Shakal, and he is the Executive Manager of the Main Center for International Relations and International Student Affairs, Tanta University. Dr. Shakal, a very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.
And Dr. Shakal, by the way, is also a professor of dentistry. Professor, dear viewers, allow us first to watch a report on our main topic for tonight, the economic benefits of international cooperation in the field of higher education.
The government is working on providing enhanced access to quality university education and strengthening the institutional capacity of the higher education institutions through partnerships between Egyptian and American universities. Egypt has huge cooperation with many countries in the field of higher education, such as the United States, Canada, Germany, Japan, Korea, and Britain, as well as Russia and China. Egypt-Japan University of Science and Technology, EJUST, is a governmental Egyptian university built in partnership with Japan in New Burj Al Arab City in Alexandria for postgraduate and undergraduate programs. It is a mutual cooperation between the Egyptian and Japanese governments for the purpose of having a long-standing partnership between the two countries to promote human development in the region and worldwide. Collaborating in growing and developing educational partnerships with Egyptian and Japanese universities, EJUST is unique for its advanced academic specializations that enhance the exposure of its students to a spectrum of best academic and research experiences. 3 cooperation agreements between King Salman International University in Sharm el-Sheikh and IMC Krems University were signed. This is an important step in enhancing the international academic approach of the KSIU and the expansion of the transitional program of the IMC University of Applied Sciences in Krems. France and Egypt share a long history of academic cooperation dating back to the 19th century. Today, this cooperation draws on solid partnerships and the dynamism of French language academics in Egypt. nurtured by a rich network of French or bilingual baccalaureate secondary schools in Egypt, dual degree French programs, the Université Française d'Égypte and French language departments within Egyptian universities form a dynamic francophone academic network nationwide. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, has awarded the American University in Cairo $86 million for USAID Egyptian Pioneers, a new program that provides scholarships and training to Egyptian students with emphasis on sectors that can advance Egypt's climate goals. The objective is to build a more inclusive and capable workforce that elevates sectors critical to Egypt's economic growth, including women's empowerment, health, digitization, and climate goals. Ain Shams University has 3 partnerships for excellence centers in cooperation with the U.S. Agency for International Development and American Egyptian universities. The signing of academic cooperation protocol for development of education and culture between ESL SCA Egypt and ESL SCA Rabat took part at Pyramids Heights campus on the 27th of December 2022. The aim of the protocol is to strengthen the academic collaboration between the 2 universities in different fields. This in addition to many other cooperation deals, partnerships and scholarships with many countries aiming to develop education in Egypt to cope with market demands.
Thank you very much, Abir Hussein and Rasha Abdelhamid, for this report. Back here with Professor Dr. Mahmoud Shakal, the Executive Manager of the main Center for International Relations and International Student Affairs, Tanta University. Now, Professor, international cooperation in higher education has become an agenda of increasing strategic importance, according to many. Especially in sciences and in research. And this is in response to both the threats and opportunities that today's globalized world present us with. Your comments, sir.
Well, building a bridge of communications between universities represented in Egypt and Europe, United America, or even the south part in Africa, Asia, and so on. It plays a great part of building a global form of peace. When there is mutual understanding and mutual cooperation between, it brings peace to the world. That's one thing. Transferring knowledge and experience of different parts of the world together has a great impact in our daily life, because economy, industry, medicine, it's all based on science and knowledge. With this collaboration with universities in different parts of the world, this is how you can get your system adjusted, their system adjusted to complete their needs and so on. That's in general.
Right. Looking for integration. It doesn't always go one way. I mean, one side can benefit from the other, or usually the lesser in academic posture or stance or standard will benefit from the higher, and this is normal. Now, Dr. Shakal, the global knowledge economy has now technology, a lot of technology involved. So the issue of technology also, how important is it in the international cooperation in higher education?
Regarding the point of lower ranked, higher ranked universities or cultures, and it's form of business. Nothing goes one way. It goes both ways. It has to be win-win situation. So if I need knowledge, if I'm going to do cooperation with a higher ranked university somewhere in Europe or the United States and so on, I'm going to get the benefit of their knowledge and their advancement in technology to transfer it to Egypt. If you are dealing with lower ranked universities somewhere in the world, they need this technology, they need your knowledge, so therefore they might send their students, send their staff to have this experience, your experience, or you may work as a middle part, transferring the technology and the science from higher ranked universities to them through your institutions in Egypt.
Right. So, Professor Shakal, the human resources element here, the development of skills. How do we here in Egypt, for instance, develop the skills of the international students that come and study here? And how do we benefit from programs in international cooperation to develop the skills of our students that we send abroad?
Well, let me state first there is a form of differences in the education and the West and here in Egypt. We need to adopt modern form of education for the higher education, and this adoption would have a great impact on the shortage of working labor, the labors that I need in the market in any fields, medical, engineering, and so on. And as we stated before, that based on everything start with science, everything start with knowledge, you cannot produce potent drugs without science, without knowledge. You cannot have produce high-tech technologies, artificial intelligence, without importing this knowledge and having people from high-ranked places to teach your staff and to build your own career. So you need to build your own people and teach them well, and this is, therefore, Egypt can play a very great role in transferring this message to other countries in the world. So you are improving your staff, you're improving the people working with you, the field. They would have a great impact in industries, they would have great impact in technology, and you would resell, if I can say so, if I'm allowed to say so, you would resell this knowledge to others who need it.
Right. Now, Dr. Shakal, could you tell us about the elements of cooperation? I mean, first thing that comes to mind is, you know, international students coming here or our students going abroad, staff also coming here, and we benefit from their expertise. Maybe our staff goes abroad and gains experience. Maybe cooperation in researches. I don't know. I mean, you tell us about
exactly.
different. There must be a big, wide spectrum of elements where cooperation exists.
Well, this is the basics of mutual cooperation between universities. Is based on research, degrees, whether you have a dual degree or joint degrees program, or student exchange, staff exchange, and the training, which is I'm trying to put it in a great focus, because everyone has a certificate on the wall. But what kind of experience do you have? Well, I cannot send all the Egyptian youth to go there, but I can import one or two qualified, high-skilled staff, whether in any field, to come to teach and train the people here in Egypt, or even the international students. So what I need is trained people more than having a certificate on the wall.
Right.
So therefore, what I'm working on now, selecting what is needed in the market from the labor, whether in an industry, in technology, medical, literature, anything. And this is how we will recruit the expertise in that field to do the training at the university, not only for the staff for the universities, but for the relevant fields like industrial or new modern smart cities, or the people who's working on the constructions, people working on artificial intelligence, drug productions, and so I'm bringing the expertise from higher ranked places to train those people, and those people I'm going to push them to work in different in different sectors in Egypt. Not only this, we also market this kind of programs for the international students to come over to have the same training with the Egyptian colleagues. So therefore, this is how comes the expertise from higher ranked players. When they come over, they start to get mixed with the Egyptian culture and the Egyptian people, Egyptian civilization, and this is how you can bring peace to the world. Because a lot of people, they don't know, they did not even left their homeland, traveled, or what they know about different countries, it's only fictions, or what they have received in the media. But when he comes to the reality, you will find the Egyptian people are very warm, heartening people, welcoming people, getting to know this culture and civilization of the people. This is how we can bring peace to the world.
Right. Dr. Shakal, what are the fields of education that most of our students look for when they travel abroad? And what are the fields of education that recruits international students?
Well,
here to Egypt.
According to the statistics of the Ministry of Higher Education, about 60% of the international students, they are in need to come to be trained in the medical field. For other human sciences, mostly they come for postgraduate studies, not for the undergraduates. And this is, I have observed that because they might need to have higher positions in their homeland countries, so they are looking for postgraduate studies and so on. Regarding...
we are talking here mostly about an Arab market or an African market, generally?
African market, no. African market, there, every market has its own direction, actually. Or even, let me say, in every country, in every state. They have certain directions. So, but mostly 60%, it's a huge number of the undergraduate students. They are aiming to be doctors. He does not stay away from home for any other certificates. But the other certificates for the human science subjects, they are aiming for full promotion in their homeland.
Right.
But what I see from my point of view is the world is going crazy toward artificial intelligence, actually.
So certainly this cooperation in higher education will have a positive impact on the economy.
Definitely.
Maybe on the global economy at large. Definitely. Because of the integration that the world will try to master. And certainly also on the economy, or probably on the economy of developing nations like ours, that benefit from the expertise of others, and maybe lesser developed ones that benefit from us. So could you tell us how exactly this happens, the process, to get to the final result of this cooperation means a better economy?
Well, I will tell you my own experience. I was an international student myself at the University of Cologne in Germany, and was actually a scholarship from the German Academic Exchange Service. First, I was put in courses to learn the German language, and then I started my work at the university at Cologne. I made a test first. They put me in a test to check how good I am, but let me say thank you. Thank God, everything went very fine. and then I have to start my research. The materials, the equipment, and everything was never supplied from the university. It was supplied from the manufacturing company, and mostly they are private companies, industry. Are they? Would they just lose their money? And no.
No. This is a cooperation between the academic field and the business field. Yes.
So why this company would provide me with materials and equipment, whatever I want, their own production?
Because they believe in the benefit of researchers and
exactly.
Yeah.
Because they supplied me with everything. It was only one condition. They want to be the first to know about the results of the research, how good this material and how good is the equipment. So I was making like a comparative study between different companies' products, all right? And those people came and like a conference to see how things went. So the companies, the techniques and the materials, or the technology, which is failed, I'm telling you that the company has withdrawn this product from the market, and to check why this failure happened and to improve it, and they laid another product, replaced this product with the market with different one. And those who has proved a better quality of their equipments and technology and materials, they used it for advertisement. And both of them, instead of recruiting scientists and working scientists, it's much cheaper for them to have qualified people at the university to do the research, beside to get the results, improve the quality of the products. And this is how the progress of development and improvement in the product technology.
You're talking to us about the cooperation between the business community and the academic community.
This is how things goes. You work in research to improve whatever, technology, techniques, anything, and this would be sold to the market.
Yeah, whatever the market needs or wants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I was working in one of the technologies that is used in painting aeroplanes. It's applied in dentistry. It is applied in dentistry, but at the same time, it's an aeroplane. So that has to be, if there's any failure, so they'll find why there is failure, and they will improve it, and so on. So it's the base of any economy. This is what I believe, base of any economy in the world, based on science.
So the cooperation, the international cooperation in the field of higher education, includes the business element in the cooperation. I mean, the companies, the international companies, are involved in this cooperation.
It's not by direct way. This is what I'm just telling you my own story, how things went in Germany. But if I'm training people, for example, if I'm recruiting international expertise to train my people to the needed jobs, actual needed jobs, and have qualified Egyptians handling and working in that part. So this is how exactly I am improving the economy, to have well-trained and well-qualified people, to put the people in a discipline to improve, by research, to improve the quality of their technology or invent a new technology. This is how, by an indirect way, you are improving it. You have a positive impact on technology.
You mentioned earlier, Dr. Shakal, you mentioned the word peace more than once. So talk to us about the nature of the political element of the cooperation.
We, as academicians and clinicians, doctors, we are considered to be the soft diplomatic power of Egypt. And this is how actually you would transfer the right image about the Egyptians and Egypt to the world. And as far as I believe, there are plenty of leaders around the globe. They had their education in Egypt, whether from the Far East, from Arab countries, even the Queen Elizabeth, Queen of Spain, she was studying here in Victoria College in Alexandria, for example. You had, this is how you can, bringing peace is getting the cultures closer, understanding, knowing each other well, and playing with the soft diplomatic power of Egypt. This is how you transfer the right image, because as I told you, do not expect every country of the world knows a lot about you. Only if you have someone who has been here in Egypt, has learned here, and inspired the culture and transferred the right image to his own people in his homeland. And this is how you get the people together.
Now I understand that there's a concept called educational tourism.
Yeah.
Could you talk to us about that concept and what it exactly means and how does it exactly work?
It's an initiative by President Abdel Fattah Sisi. Was launched in the year 2019. It's about encouraging and putting a discipline to recruit the international students and make their accommodation in Egypt more comfortable, and to produce peace ambassadors for Egypt and around the surrounding countries or any in the world. As I told you, when you are bringing people over here and get inspired with the real of Egypt, so this is how they transfer the real image of Egypt. And it's include two parts. It's not only education, but also health, medical tourism and educational tourism, tour and learning or getting well or have a medical procedure and so on. So it includes two parts. You are promoting for tourism in Egypt. You are promoting your country, your culture, your civilization, your beautiful, warm Egyptian people. And also you are promoting the science and technology and the culture. We are one of the oldest cultures in the world.
The oldest civilization, for sure.
Yes.
Dr. Mahmoud Shakal, dear viewers, unfortunately our time is up, so on behalf of you, we thank very much our dear guests here with us in the studio. Dr. Shakal is a professor of dentistry and also the executive manager of the main Center for International Relations and International Student Affairs, Tanta University. Thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you very
much.
much.
To see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Shakal, and thank you, dear viewers, for watching us. Next week, same time, God willing, is a new episode of Business Insider. Until